Alright, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be taking a look at NECA's Kratos from God of War 2 and his golden fleece with Medusa's head. Alright, so real quick, let's get into taking a look at this guy's accessories before we actually look at the figure, and yeah. Alright, so starting off, Kratos comes with his Blades of Chaos, and he has an alternate hand that holds the Blades of Chaos that just plugs in to the actual figure. I love the way they did the chains, the way they painted it, the nice orange and yellow on the blades. This is the way they looked in God of War 2. So very nicely done. Okay, now his other Blade of Chaos is here in his hand. It does come out, which I'll show in a little bit, and then you have Medusa's head. Now, give me a second because I have to pop these off, and this guy's kind of fragile, so that's why I showed it off this way, but I will show off Medusa's head separately. So just give me 1 second. All right, so here is Medusa's head, and it's definitely, for back in the day, yeah, it's a great job, but here's her severed head with the little bit of blood and all the nice little detail. I love the way they did the snakes. I love the fact that they made them cobras instead of just regular little snakes. I mean, the hoods, they actually took the time to put, you know, the little emblem on the back. Now, I know it's not exactly 100% correct, but at least NECA took the time back then to do this. Now, his hand is permanently attached, holding the head in there, so it just pops on a peg on there, and he's very delicate. You got to be, you know, just careful using him, but the way they did this head is just beautiful. The way the green, and then you have the actual spine coming out, and you can see where he hacked it off with the Blades of Chaos. Not such a clean cut, but Medusa had better days. But yeah, I think they did a beautiful job with that. I mean, the eyes, there we go. The eyes, the ears, the snake heads are just awesome. Beautiful detail. Fangs on some of them the mouth is closed and still you can see the fangs. I mean, yeah, nicely done. Beautifully done. All right, so let's get in and take a look at Kratos. Okay, so here's the man himself, and as you can see, I put the other hand in with the Blade of Chaos, so you have both in there. You know, showing off one Blade of Chaos is fine. They both look identical, that's all, but you could see. So let's take a look at this guy as far as his paint. Now, this is Kratos in his younger years. Now, it's not, you know, Ragnarok right now, because this was back when he was fighting, you know, the Greek mythology gods, his father and brothers and uncles and stuff like that. So yeah, this is just before he started getting down, and well, he always gets down and dirty, but real dirty where he was fighting the gods. So you have the scar above his eye, beautifully done. His goatee that he used to have, now he has a full face beard, right? Different, a lot different. The paint all the way down, this red paint that goes on him all the way down. They did a beautiful job with the ashes. Look how they did that. The way it covers his skin, his wife and daughter's ashes. I mean, if you guys have not played any of the God of War games, get on it, because they are awesome games. Now he has his you know, his little fleece covering here, and then, you know, you have his leather hanging down in the back. I can't remember the name of that, but here's the golden fleece that he ends up getting, right? So he can actually block and all that stuff, and I think he can slam into people. I haven't played that game in years, but then you see the Blades of Chaos, the chains that wrap around his arms, and they're I love it. They've covered him in blood. He has this nice little design on here. There is a name for it, and I can't remember it right now, so I do apologize. I don't know what's going on, but I can't remember what that is called. Anyway, moving down to his actual legs, he has his guards. He's got a chain wrapped around this one here, holding that on, but they are bloody and messy. And then you have his Air Jesuses that he's wearing. Sorry, I know that's not correct, but it's funny to say. His sandals, and that's it. Okay, so as far as articulation with this guy, and I'm just gonna roll into the articulation because there's really not much to go over and I don't want to keep this really long. As far as him looking up and down, back in the day, NECA really didn't make these guys to where they moved too much. And very stiff. This was back in the day where if you moved them too much, they broke. But his arms still to this day are very stiff. You know, he does have a bicep swivel. His arms are supposed to move out. There you go. Single jointed arms, so that bends, and he has a wrist swivel and his wrist bend, but the gauntlet right here kind of, you know, stops that. And then as far as waist articulation, he has a waist swivel, and then leg articulation, his legs can move out, not very much because mine are stiff as crazy. He has an upper thigh swivel. He has a single jointed knee that bends, and then he has a little bit of articulation back and forth, not even a swivel. Now, the reason why I say this guy, I mean, he's cool and I love it that I have him. But yeah, NECA's earlier days were not the greatest, I have to say. When it comes to articulation, they're spot on. I mean, not articulation. When it comes to detail, they're spot on. But when it comes to articulation and having stuff that's practical, that moves, see? These joints are messed up in the feet, and this foot came completely off and I had to fix it, and it still will pop off, so that's why I don't move them too much. But as far as the figure itself, if you just need a Kratos for your shelf and you were able to get this guy, that's great. I normally pose him holding the Medusa head, but that's me. I had him, I forgot I even had him. He was put away, and then I was painting my closet and I found him put away, and I was like, oh wow, let me review him and put him on the shelf where I want him, where he was supposed to be, because I forgot I even had him. All right, so anyway, let me set him back up the way I had him, and then we will get into some final thoughts with this guy. Okay, so final thoughts. Listen, if you are a God of War fan and you are looking for this guy to complete your collection, you can still get him. I don't know how much he costs, but look, he's not worth paying tons of money for. If you can get him for $20, then so be it. Anything more than that, he's not worth picking up. I mean, he might be to you to spend that type of money, not me. When I got him, he was 14 bucks. Yeah, I mean, he's cool. I like him. He's great. I'm not saying that he's not, but as far as articulation, he really doesn't have too much articulation. And the fact that the joints are so stiff, and the fact that the one foot ended up coming off on him, yeah, I mean, you know, posing him like this or putting the other Blade of Chaos in there with the other hand, yeah, you can pose this guy and leave him on the shelf. But as far as dynamic or having him in, like, you know, photos, or maybe as a background character in photos, or maybe a video, but you're not going to have him like fighting and doing all sorts of crazy stuff like you should be able to. I haven't seen any newer Kratos figures out, and if there are any, I've totally missed them. But look, this was him back in the day, when he was a lot younger. I would say, like, you know, maybe when he was like in his 20s, early 20s, right? Fighting against the gods, whatever the case was. And then now that he's older, you know, beard and everything, you know, everybody's like, oh yeah, he's older. And no, he's more ruthless now in Ragnarok and the newer games than he ever was, especially because he has his son. So yeah, I mean, hopefully in the future, maybe I can find a Ragnarok Kratos to put next to this one, so I have the younger version and the older version. But until that time, you know, this guy is going to be on the shelf standing just like that now that I found him. So guys, look, I have no comparisons really to compare him with anybody, but I just want to do a quick review on him. I don't know if there was ever any other reviews done on this figure, because I didn't look, I didn't check, and I don't care. This is my review. This is what I wanted to do, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm not telling you to stay away from it, but I'm just saying don't overpay for it. That's all I'm saying. And hopefully if you do get yours, you know, back then when I got him, I didn't know a whole lot of stuff as far as, you know, putting him in the warm water, hitting him with the hair dryer and all that stuff. As you see, he's still kind of the same way as he was when I got him. But I'm not going to soak him in hot water and stuff like that. I'm just going to leave him the way he is, put him on the shelf, because he's fine just the way he is. He's been this way for years, and that's the way he's going to stay. But anyway, guys, enough of my rambling. I appreciate you guys watching the video, taking the time to show love to these videos, and thank you. Thank you very much. Without you guys, I wouldn't be doing this. Thank you to all new subscribers, everybody who's been here since day one, plus the ones that have left. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, leave comments, showing love. Appreciate it. And yeah, so please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment down below as always, and always hit that notification bell so you never miss out on anything new that I'm putting up. And as always, guys, I catch y'all on the flippity flip.